Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Twin Springs Titan Gymnasium here in Nicholsville, Virginia. Tonight, the Gate City Blue Devils have traveled to Nicholsville to face cross-county rival Twin Springs in a battle of Scott County. This is PJ Grinsell, and along with Sean Lepp, we'll be bringing you coverage of tonight's basketball game between the Titans out of Group Single A and Gate City of Group Double A. Gate City won an earlier matchup between the teams this year, and Twin Springs trying to avenge that tonight here on a rainy night in December. The tip-off goes to Gate City. Robbie Owens has it, number 24, and the JV action is underway. This is the junior varsity contest, and the varsity will be followed right after this. Right now, the JV team working against its cross-county rivals as the ball is knocked out of bounds by number 12 of the Titans, Mike Collins. It will be Gate City basketball underneath the goal. Will Gardner inbounding to John St. Martin. His jump shot in the lane, no good. And with the rebound, it's number 52 of Twin Springs, Daniel Ross, the big man in the middle, pulling it down, and the Titans have the basketball coming up the court from the right to the left. Ball in the hands of Ricky Begley, number 10. He's in trouble passing off to Ross at the top of the key, being guarded by Gardner. Inside, stuffed by Owens. That was number 54, Vickers. And a foul whistled on the inside. It'll be against one of the Gate City players.
I believe that'll go against Robbie Owens, and it is.
So Robbie Owens picks up personal number 1. We're early in the contest. 5:27 left to play in the first quarter. Twin Springs inbounding from underneath their goal into number 12, Mike Collins. Now out to Begley. He'll set up the offense. Gate City playing a man-to-man defense. Begley driving, caught at the top of the lane, looking for help. That's number 54, Alex Vickers, passing inside. The shot is good by 52, Daniel Ross, out over the outstretched arms of Will Gardner, and Twin Springs has taken a 2-0 lead early. St. Martin has it and drives the basket. Shot is no good, but he will pick up a foul. Personal is whistled on number 52 of Twin Springs. That is Daniel Ross, first personal for him, and sends St. Martin to the free throw line, shooting 2.
St. Martin is usually a pretty good shooter from the foul line. This will be the third shot he's taken tonight. The first 2 were off. He hits that.
St. Martin can tie the ball game with this free throw. 5:06 left to play in the first quarter. Gate City enjoying a very successful JV campaign this year as St. Martin cans the second, and we're knotted at 2 early on in the first quarter. Begley bringing it up for Twin Springs. The Titans trying to take the lead. Playing on their home court. They played against Gate City earlier this year in the middle school gymnasium. Gate City taking that contest. Begley caught up now, being guarded by number 10, Jason Howe. Finally dumps it off to Collins. Collins near the midcourt circle, back to Begley. Begley will turn around. Gate City playing a fierce man-to-man defense. In the last outing against Richland, they switched defenses quite a bit, going with the zone quite often. As Begley drives the lane, takes it himself off the glass. It is good. Nice job there by Ricky Begley, number 10. Cans the layup, and Twin Springs out in front 4-2. Jason Howe bringing it up court, number 10. Looking to his right to St. Martin, who cuts across the top of the lane. Being guarded by Begley is Howe. He's still in the circle near the midcourt. Scott Vermillion, number 14, will drive. Takes the off-balance jumper. It is good from about 16. Give 2 for Scott Vermillion. We're knotted at 4 once again. 4:13 left to play here in the first quarter. Twin Springs Gymnasium here in Nicholsville, Virginia. Begley crossing the half-court stripe. Again, a man-to-man defense. Howell greets him out front, and Begley throws it away on the far side. Pass intended for number 54, Alex Vickers. They're going to say it was tipped by a Gate City player, however. Change the call. It will be Twin Springs basketball on the side. So the Titans will inbound it. Doing the inbounding chores will be Daniel Ross, number 52. Gardner matching up with him. In the hands now of Mike Collins, and Collins will set up the offense. Looking for Begley as he cut inside. Now Begley back out front. Begley with Howe guarding him.
Twin Springs is trying to get Begley down the center of the court.
They weren't the give and go.
There. Good defense.
With the shot there was Alex Vickers, and he was stuffed, and a technical foul whistled on the, I'm not sure who was whistled on. And another technical, 2 technicals quickly whistled on the Twin Springs bench. So the Twin Springs coach is in dire danger of being tossed out of the ball game here in the first quarter. The referee very sternly, and he's about to pull another tee out of the pocket if the Twin Springs coach is not careful. So at the 3:47 mark left in the first quarter, 2 quick technicals whistled on the Twin Springs coach.
And that personal foul was against Stan Begley. I didn't see what happened underneath, but it was after Scotty Vermillion got that rebound.
So Vermillion will be at the line shooting 2. The first one is no good. And he finally does rattle in the second one. So we're still shooting the technical free throws. Vermillion about to shoot the third of 4 technical free throws. He's got 2 of them so far. Gate City has a 6-4 lead, and this will be the final free throw for the technical. It is good, so Vermillion knocks down 3 out of the 4 possible for the technical.
And Vermillion now with 5 points for Gate City, leading in scores. Score is 7-4. Gate City with the 3-point lead.
So a big turnaround here early on in the JV contest in the first quarter. Gate City has it. Howell over to St. Martin on the far side. Twin Springs has dropped back to his own defense now, trying to keep Gate City out of the paint. Tipped away by Begley, and he just about got it on the line. His toes went over the out-of-bounds stripe, and it will be Gate City basketball right below us in front of the scorer's table.
And they were ready to strike. Number 12, Collins, was ready down court.
Owens from 18, it's no good. It goes out of bounds. Will be Twin Springs basketball. Owens just a step inside of the three-point line on this side of the court, missing, and the Titans will inbound, trailing 7-4 with 3:30 left to play in the first quarter. Ricky Begley has been the big man so far for Twin Springs, running the offense with the assist and picking up a couple of points as well. Passing off there to Daniel Ross. Inside, nice job of defense by Vermillion, and here come the Devils. He's outnumbered, and it's nearly taken away. It's out of bounds. They're going to say Vermillion touched it, and it will be Twin Springs basketball. Nice defensive play by number 10, Ricky Begley. Substitute for the Titans checking into the ball game. Matt Porter, number 50, will replace number 52, Daniel Ross. So a quick substitution for the Twin Springs team, and here come the Titans up the court.
Twin Springs definitely has the height advantage on the court, and the last time Gate City faced them, that did not make much of a difference. Scotty Vermillion came into the game and scored a quick 6 points. Tonight they haven't had that much luck.
Personal foul whistled on number 52, Will Gardner. Gardner was trying to muscle for position and keep the big man, number 50, Matt Porter, out of the lane. They caught Gardner putting his arm around the chest of Porter. So Gardner, I believe, with his second personal foul.
No,
that'll be his first. So no one really in foul trouble for Gate City. And an offensive foul. The referees not putting up with much contact at all tonight.
And that one was against Matt Porter. And he had just talked to both Matt and Will about the pushing that was going on.
So the referee issuing a warning to both of the big men, and Porter gets caught with the foul. The Gate City Blue Devils working the ball around. This time it's Vermillion in the corner to St. Martin. Thought about the shot, and he is caught for traveling, taking a step before putting the ball down. Another turnover on Gate City's part, and it'll be Twin Springs basketball with 2:48 left to play in period number 1.
First time Gate City faced the Titans, they did not have their starting point guard, Jason Howell. He had missed a few practices, and the coach did not let him play. Therefore, Nathan Osborne started. He's a great assist point guard right there. Jason Howell getting in on the action, trying to steal the ball away. Just not quick enough for Begley, though.
Begley has it after taking the pass from Collins. Looking inside, he's got number 54, Vickers, and Vickers is fouled from behind by St. Martin, driving to the basket. Vickers will be sent to the free throw line, shooting 2.
See, they called that against Owens. Owens put his hands on his back, so he came in for the shot.
Whistle Owens, and let's see, they will not say, they'll say it was not in the act of shooting, so it'll be Twin Springs basketball out of bounds underneath the goal. So a big break for Gate City. Quickly, Twin Springs inbounds it, almost too much time. 50, Porter takes a shot, and he nails the jumper from about 12. Matt Porter picking up his first 2 points of the night, and Twin Springs has cut the Gate City lead to 1.76. St. Martin has it, looking for help, finds Vermillion on this side, eventually to Howell from 16. He's fouled, and the shot is no good. Foul will be whistled on number 12, Mike Collins.
And that is Collins' first personal foul tonight.
Howell was hacked on the arm. The shot nowhere near the rim, but he will pick up a couple of tosses from the charity stripe right here with 2:04 left to play in quarter number 1. Gate City with a 1-point lead, and Jason Howell at the line trying to expand the advantage. First one is good as he draws nothing but net. No substitutions as of yet for Gate City. The coach, Dwight Lane, going with his starting 5 almost the entire way in the first quarter, as this one is missed and the rebound pulled away by Matt Porter. Quickly, the Titans up court behind Begley over in the corner looking for help. He dishes inside to number 54, Vickers. His jumper in the lane, no good. With the rebounds tipped around, and finally Will Gardner up to Howell, driving all the way. He'll take it himself. The layup is no good with the left hand. Finally, the tip up is no good by Vermillion. And a Gate City foul whistled on the inside, I believe, on Robbie Owens, number 24. Number 22, St. Martin picking up the foul. So Gate City just a tad too aggressive, and we have a new set of 5 players coming on the floor. So the entire starting 5 of Gate City pulled off the court, and now we have quite a few substitutions. Starting off at the guards, we have number 20, Adam Anders. He's at the point guard position. The other guard, number 32, Nathan Osborne. Also in there, number 30, Danny Clendenin. Number 42, Rodney Moore. And we'll see the other player is in just a second.
That's number 40, Joey Dean.
Ball tipped around. Begley comes out of the pack with it and is going to be whistled. We'll check that. He is going to draw the foul. Looked like he used the arm to push off, but we do have a Gate City foul. Gate City now in the penalty, so that means Twin Springs Begley will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
And that personal was against Nathan Osborne. They called him for hacking. I didn't see that, but apparently the referee did.
First one is no good, and we're going to have a lane violation on the Titans, so Gate City will take over and come down the other way. A lot of early game mistakes by both squads. In the first quarter, 1:28 left to play to be exact. 8-6 lead for Gate City. Anders looking for help. He's caught and finally dumps it off to Osborne on the far side. Pass tipped around, and there it comes down to number 22 of Twin Springs, Begley. Begley holds it up, and now they work it into the hands of Ricky Begley. Out in the front to the big man, that is Porter.
And Porter, for a big man, can hit from a good distance from the goal. Warming up, he was shooting out from the top of the key.
Clendenin with good defense, but there's the layup off the glass by Vickers as he blew around Clendenin, and that will tie the ball game at 8. We're down under a minute to play, 52 seconds. Gate City trying to work it around with the reserves in. That's Nathan Osborne, hounded on the side and has the pass knocked away, but there to pick it up is Joey Dean. Finds wide open number 42, Rodney Moore. It's no good. Rebound down to Gate City's Dean. So the Blue Devils being very aggressive, even with the second stringers in there. Picked off by Begley. Nice play by Ricky Begley. He'll hold it up. And now we'll wait for his Titan teammates to come down. He's got a man open underneath the glass and nearly threw it away. Nice play by Mike Collins out in front to Porter. His jumper from 17, no good. Rebound down to Vickers. His shot, no good. Fight for the ball. Vickers has it, and he goes up and down. Traveling violation. Great defense, as it appears that number 40, Joey Dean, got a hand on the basketball. Traveling whistled on Alex Vickers, and it is Gate City basketball with 14.4 seconds left to play. The Devils will hold it for one last shot. They're back into a zone defense. 7-6, the clock counting down. Osborne has it to Dean. Has it stripped away by Begley with 2 seconds left. Begley to take it all the way. He will not get a shot off. And that'll do it for quarter number 1. Gate City had an early lead, but Twin Springs claws back to tie it as we finish up one complete quarter of play here at Twin Springs. Gate City and the Titans are tied at 8.
And this is nothing like the first matchup between the JV teams. Tonight, Scotty Vermillion only has 5 points, which isn't bad, of course, but St. Martin with 2 and Jason Howell with 1. And that's all the points for Gate City. They need Will Gardner to start scoring. He's usually one of their leading scorers. For the Titans, Ricky Begley has 2, Porter with 2, Daniel Ross with 2, and Alex Vickers for 2. So they're spreading it around out there, and that keeps Gate City's defense a little bit off, while Gate City itself is depending on a few key players.
Interesting move by Coach Dwight Lane of the JV. Pulled all 5 starters off the basketball court at once, going in with a fresh 5 reserves. The reserves playing for the better part of the final 2 minutes. He does have the starters back in there as we begin period number 2 of play. Inbounding the ball for Twin Springs will be number 44, Forrest Addington. He'll be bringing the ball in from the side across the way from us.
That's one thing about this Gate City JV team. Usually everyone out there gets to play.
As the horn sounds, Twin Springs inbounds it. Begley is taking a breather at the moment. Number 22, Stan Begley, taking over the point guard choice. Nice steal by Jason Howell. He'll go all the way and up for 2. Good job by the point guard for Gate City. Anticipated the pass well, and he takes it in to give Gate City an early 10-8 lead in the second quarter. Good full court pressure on now by Gate City. Howell hounding number 44 for Twin Springs, Forrest Addington, and Howell picks up a personal. A touch foul whistled on number 10 of Gate City. So it'll be 1-1 shooting for Forrest Addington, number 44 of Twin Springs.
In the last matchup, he was one of the starters for the Twin Springs team. Pretty good shooter, especially from the foul line.
Addington rolling the first shot in to cut the lead to 1 for Gate City, and he can tie it up with this charity striper right here. Shot is up, no good off the front of the rim, and a foul whistled underneath. It's going to be whistled on a Twin Springs player. Number 54 of Twin Springs, Alex Vickers, picking up the personal foul. So one of the forwards for the Titans getting a bit too aggressive underneath the boards, and Gate City will come the other way with it. 10-9 the score. Gate City with a slim 1-point advantage. Number 10, Ricky Begley, about to check back in for Twin Springs. Into Gardner, they find Vermillion. Vermillion's jumper is nothing but net as number 14 for Gate City cans it and gives the Blue Devils a 3-point advantage with 5:22 left to play before the halftime break. For Addington being fronted by St. Martin. Good pressure by Gate City in the backcourt. The Titans going to have to hurry. Number 12 has it, and they did not break the timeline, or a double dribble called. Double dribble called on Mike Collins, number 12. Great defense by Gate City that time.
This is exactly the way that Gate City played the last time, just putting the pressure on them and making them work for it. Right now, a timeout being called by Greg Lawson, the coach of the Titans. And at this moment, Scotty Vermillion is leading the scoring for the game. He's got 7 points, 3 of those off of the foul shots that he received from the technical fouls against the coach, Greg Lawson. St. Martin still with 2, and Hall still with 1 point. The Titans, 4 of their players each have 1 foul. Most of their starters have 1 personal foul against them.
Gate City early on having some trouble with the height advantage possessed by Twin Springs. Twin Springs originally did not start the tallest player on their team, number 50, Matt Porter. Instead brought him in at about the 5-minute mark in the first quarter, and that really seemed to turn the tide. And had it not been for that crucial segment in which the 2 technical fouls were called on Lawson, the coach of Twin Springs, very easily the Titans could have this ball game tied or perhaps been in the lead right now. But due to the foul shooting of Scott Vermillion, the Blue Devils have a 3-point advantage with 5:13 left to play in the second quarter. They'll be inbounding it. Will Gardner, number 52, doing the chores, and he gets it to St. Martin.
The Titans have kept a lot of players in reserve, just waiting for the moment when the Gate City's starting lineup wears down.
Nice defense by Addington. Gardner has it on the give and go to Howell. His layup off the glass is good. Nice job by Jason Howell. As that time Twin Springs had dropped back to a man-to-man defense, and the Blue Devils took full advantage of another nice defensive play by Howell. What a hustler he has turned out to be, with a steal and a driving layup to his credit so far in the game, and they're a great defensive play.
That's Dwight Lane's reason for pulling his starters out. He wanted to talk to him. He's got them put into this game right now where they're playing some good ball. Scotty Vermillion picking that one off.
Full court pressure working for Gate City. St. Martin's layup is good as he got hacked from behind. No call, but that has given Gate City a 7-point advantage. They've run off 4 straight since the timeout. 16-9 the score. 4:30 left to play in the second quarter. Ricky Begley being guarded by 2 players now, double teamed, and he is pushed and fouled near the half-court stripe. Foul to be whistled on number 22, John St. Martin of Gate City, his second personal. It will send Ricky Begley to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Gate City has been in the penalty for a good while now. In fact, they've been in the penalty all of the second quarter, going back to midway through the first.
Ricky Begley has been to the line already once tonight. He had 1 shot and missed it. Right now he's got a 1-and-1.
Begley eyeing the basket. First free throw is nothing but cotton as he nails it. Cuts it to a 6-point advantage for Gate City. Set to check in just a moment for the Blue Devils will be number 30, Danny Clendenin. A good thing for Coach Dwight Lane, his bench quite tall, so he's got a lot of tall players he can go to. But not only are they tall, they're also a lot of quick players. And one thing I've noticed about Gate City this year, as the foul is whistled on Begley, this is a team of great quickness. And the advantage of that, Lane can go to the full court press as he's done here in the second quarter and really turn up the defensive pressure on teams that are a little bit taller but a bit slower.
And one of the surprising things about the Gate City team, Danny Clendenin, one of the tallest players out there, is actually a better 3-point shooter than possibly anybody out on the JV team.
Clendenin will have to wait a second to check in as the shooter will be number 22, John St. Martin. So Clendenin will be replacing St. Martin as soon as John finishes with the 2 free throws. He does have a 1-and-1, however. First one is up, and it is good. So Clendenin will have to wait for the next break in action.
So far, St. Martin is 100% from the foul line tonight.
17-10 lead for Gate City. St. Martin's second free throw is good. And now he will swap out with Clint Denon. Danny checking in. And I think Gate City wants a timeout. Coach Dwight Lane signaling for one. And we do have a break on the action. On the court, 18-10, Gate City leading the ball game. 4:23 left to play in the second quarter of junior varsity action here at the Twin Springs Titan home court in Nicholsville, Virginia.
Gate City is starting to come alive out on the court, but still they only have 3 players that have scored so far. Howell with 3, St. Martin leaving the game just moments ago with 6 points, and Vermillion with 7, while the Titans have spread the points around. Ricky Bagley has 3, Forrest Addington with 1 from the foul line. He had 2 shots, hit the first and missed the second one. Matt Porter with 2, Daniel Ross with 2, and Alex Vickers with 2. Their tall players inside are only getting a few points, but they are spreading it around.
Nice crowd on hand. The Twin Springs side nearly filled. Gate City has filled about 3/4 of the bleachers on this side, and we have quite a few fans sitting behind us. So a good turnout between these two Scott County rivals, Gate City and Twin Springs. Of course, the other Scott County school, Rye Cove, a Cumberland District foe of Twin Springs, so they regularly mix it up. It is Forrest Addington, number 44, doing the inbounding for Twin Springs. And again, some pressure in the backcourt. It's knocked off of the leg of number 12, Collins, and here come the Devils. Will Gardner passing up to Howell, caught in the corner, back to Gardner. Too hard off the back of the rim. Rebound down to Howell. It's scrapped for in the middle. Howell has it laying down on the floor, and it will be a jump ball. And on the alternating possession, it will be Blue Devil basketball underneath the goal.
Jason Howell doing a good job to keep his possession of that ball. He actually fell on top of the ball, looked quite painful, and tried to keep the ball away from the Titans. Actually, when the jump ball was called, he had sole possession of the ball.
Jumper a little bit too hard by Vermillion as it bounces out, and here comes Ricky Begley down on the near side below us. Begley inside, and a foul whistled on number 14, Scott Vermillion, over the back of number 44, Forrest Addington. So that'll send Addington to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1.
And that was Vermillion's first personal foul. That's one of the things that got them in trouble the last time these two teams met. The JV team likes to reach around and try to knock the ball away. It's one of the defensive plays that is trained.
Addington returning the favor that time as he fouls Vermillion as Scott pulled down the rebound on the front end of the 1-and-1. So that'll send Scott Vermillion down to take a pair, or at least take it 1-and-1 at the charity stripe down at the other end. 3:56 left to play before halftime. 18-10 lead for Gate City in the junior varsity contest. We invite you to stay tuned for the varsity contest, which will follow this game immediately.
And Vermillion is 75% tonight. He just missed that shot.
Here come the Titans behind Begley as he again brings it along the near side of the court, looking for help, fronted by Clinton, and wide open on the far side as Collins thought about it. Instead, dishes to number 50, Porter, from the free throw line. His jumper no good, and a foul whistled in the lane on one of the Twin Springs players.
I believe that's going to be against Alex Vickers.
Vickers picking up yet another personal foul, and both of the teams committing quite a few personals here in the final 4 minutes of the half. That'll send, again, number 14, Scott Vermillion, to the free throw line. Vermillion missing the front end of a 1-and-1 just moments ago, trying to redeem himself and give Gate City a 9-point advantage. Shot is up. It is good. 19-10 the score. 3:39 left in the second quarter.
The only problem Twin Springs has with pulling Porter out to the top of the key to shoot is when he misses that shot, there's nobody underneath that can really get a good rebound against Gate City.
Begley, nice pass up to Vickers, blocked from behind, but a foul whistled. Good play by Will Gardner, as it looked like he got all ball, but a foul will be whistled on the big man of the Blue Devils. Gardner picking up yet another, and it will send to the line number 52, number 54, Alex Vickers.
And that was Gardner's second personal foul tonight. No one yet in foul trouble for Gate City, but number 40 comes in, a substitute, Joey Dean.
Gardner does have a seat on Coach Lane's bench. He'll probably stay there for at least probably the rest of the half. 3:33 left to play in the second quarter. No good is the first free throw by Alex Vickers, rolling off the basket to the right. He'll have one more, as this was a 2-shot foul. 19-10 the score. Vickers trying to cut into the Gate City advantage, and he does as he nails the free throw. It's 19-11 in favor of the Blue Devils. Howell has it nearly stolen away by Begley, and here comes the Gate City guard pushing it up. Owens will be whistled for traveling as he took off along the baseline, trying to drive to the basket. Turnover goes to Twin Springs. 19-11 lead for Gate City, and the Titans will be facing full court pressure once again. In the backcourt, 4 Blue Devil players: Clendenin, Owens, Howe, and Vermillion. Vermillion and now Howe guarding Begley. Nearly had it stolen away, looking for help up court. Tosses it up to Collins. Collins dishing inside, stolen away from Vickers. Owens saves it in. Howe has it stripped away by Begley. So nice defense by both of the squads. And Begley will hold it up, looking for some help. He has Collins in the corner from 3. It's no good. Clendenin and Dean fight for the rebound. Clendenin comes up with it, and here come the Devils behind Vermillion, number 14. It's a zone defense. Vermillion from 3. The shot is no good. There for the rebound is Owens as he comes in, takes it away. Clendenin has the missed shot off the glass, no good. Dean has it once again. His turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. Finally, the Twin Springs Titans come down, and despite this great size advantage, not a lot of rebounding. The shot, no good. Great defense by Dean. He is a knock to him, and here come the Devils behind Robbie Owens. Back and forth we go. Vermillion has it. His jumper blocked by Begley. Nice job by Ricky Begley. And a pushing foul to be charged to number 50, Matt Porter of the Twin Springs Titans. Wild and woolly basketball, Sean, with 2:30 left to play in the half.
Jason Hall went down there with a push and gave number 50, Porter, a headbutt to the midsection. Let's make a great wrestling match, I believe.
Number 10, Jason Howe, finally the recipient of the foul called. He'll have a 1-and-1. In fact, he misses the front end of it, and with the rebound is the big man, Porter of Twin Springs.
Who was that foul called against, PJ?
I didn't catch. I believe it was number 50, Porter of the Titans, picking up the foul. There's a 2-pointer by number 12, Collins, just a little bit inside the 3-point line. Up to Robbie Owens now, looking for help. Twin Springs has cut it to a 6-point lead for Gate City, 19-13 the advantage. Howe to a wide-open Clendenin. He'll take the 3. It's up, in, and out, no good. Howe with the tip in. Nice job by Jason Howe as he collected the rebound and put the shot back up all in one motion. That gives Gate City an 8-point lead, 21-13, stripped away and out of bounds. Jason Howe having a superb game defensively for the Devils.
And he's coming alive offensively also with 5 points now for Gate City.
Vermillion has a seat on the bench. He is replaced by Nathan Osborne, number 32. Porter has it on the give and go to Forrest Addington. His jumper in the lane is bouncing around, finally taken down by one of the Titans. That's number 52 as he has a shot blocked by Owens, picked up by Collins. Ross was the player for the Titans who took that shot and had it blocked by Gate City's Owens. Begley has it back out to Collins. He's shown he can hit the long-range jumper. They work it into Addington. Back to Collins. His jumper from about 18, no good. And again, Gate City doing the job of vacuuming the boards. Here comes Owens up to Osborne, cutting through. Nice pass to Dean from 10. His jumper, nothing but silk. And Gate City running away from the Titans with 1:17 left to play here in the half. 23-13. Gate City has opened up a 10-point advantage. Howe guarding Begley. Coach is imploring Begley to look down court. The pass is thrown just in time, nearly a 10-second violation. They work it back to Begley, and the Gate City guards have tightened the screws on the Twin Springs backcourt. Gate City has dropped back to a zone defense. Osborne over there guarding Collins. Now Begley has it. We're under 1 minute to play in the first half. 48 seconds left to play. Addington back out to Begley. He'll take the 3-pointer. It's going to be short off his hands, and he picks it up, drives to the basket. His jumper off the glass from about 12 is good. And Twin Springs cuts it to 8. Gate City bringing the ball up with Jason Howe. 32 seconds left. Let's see if Gate City tries to hold it for 1. Owens has it and is whistled for his second traveling violation of the night. Both of them coming as he tries to drive on his defender over on the far side of the court. 28 seconds left in the second quarter.
Gate City has had a little bit of trouble controlling Ricky Begley today. He has 5 points, and he's the kind of player that likes to get out there and just scrap for it. Busted play was the last time he scored, and that's just the type of team that Gate City is facing tonight.
Forrest Addington bringing the ball up finally. Nearly another 10-second violation. The Titans with about 10 seconds left. The ball is knocked away and a foul whistled on Gate City. 12.1 seconds left in quarter number 2. Foul is whistled on number 50 of Gate City.
I believe that was number 40.
That was Joey Dean picking up his personal foul. 8-point advantage, 23-15 for the Titans.
And Forrest Addington will be going to the foul line again. He's only 25%, I believe.
I want to correct that. It is a 23-15 advantage for Gate City. The Titans shooting a 1-and-1. Addington's first free throw is up and good. So he's cut the lead for Gate City to 7. The Blue Devils will bring it down and probably have the last shot. The back end of the 1-1 rolls out no good. Slapped around. Dean saves it for Gate City into the hands of Owens. We're under 10 seconds. Up to Clendenin. He'll take it all the way. No good. And a charging foul whistled on Danny Clendenin. Taking the block, number 44, Forrest Addington of Twin Springs. So Clendenin picking up the personal. And the Titans will have one final crack at it before the end of the half.
Gate City crowd not saying much as of yet, but that pass was right to Dean.
Dean has it. Owens up to Osborne as the clock winds down. His jumper is good. 2 points for Nathan Osborne. As the buzzer sounds, Gate City roars back, and they have a 7-point advantage as we finish up the first 2 quarters of basketball here at Twin Springs. We'll take a break for the halftime intermission and return in just a moment. At the half, Gate City leading Twin Springs by a score of 25-16. Back for the second half of action here at Twin Springs Titan Gymnasium. Sean, let's take a look at the stats for the first half.
All right, for the Titans, Ricky Begley has 1 personal foul and 5 points. Mike Collins with a personal foul and 2 points. Forrest Addington with 1 personal foul, 2 points. Daniel Ross with a personal foul and 2 points. Alex Vickers with 2 personal fouls and 3 points.
Titans now having the basketball as we begin the second half. 25-16 lead for Gate City. Porter takes a shot from about 17. The big man not successful from long range, and here come the Devils behind Vermillion, pushing the ball up along the far side. Number 14, Scott Vermillion. Pass tipped away. Howell takes it back for Gate City. Looking for help. Vermillion has it in the corner. He'll drive. Dish off inside. Nice pass to Gardner. On the give and go, Gate City collects 2 points, and they push the lead to 9. 27-16. We start the third. 5:23 left to play. Wide open 2 Titans players. The defense breaks down. Vermillion, nice
good
block.
play by Vermillion there.
But a foul whistled on Gate City's number 14, and it'll send to the line number 54, Alex Vickers of Twin Springs.
That looked like a clean block there for Vermillion, but the referee thought he got a piece of him.
Vickers at the line, number 54. We'll give you the remainder of the stats, including the Gate City's first half stats, in just at the next break of action. First free throw is no good for the Titans shooter, trying to whittle down a 9-point lead for Gate City. Both of them too hard. Vermillion has it, comes down and is crowded up in the pack, and a traveling violation whistled on the Gate City players. It'll be Twin Springs basketball, inbounded by number 44, Forrest Addington.
And we've seen a few strange calls here tonight, PJ, as that time number 54, Vickers had a hold of the ball along with Vermillion.
Collins drops one off the edge of the glass, but it's picked up and put in by number 44, Forrest Addington. So Addington collects 2 more, and Gate City now holding on to a 9-point lead. Shot is no good. Tipped around by Owens is still no good. Finally, Owens collects the volleyball rebound, puts up an air ball, and Addington has it. And the Titans being led by Ricky Begley. Number 10 had a good first quarter and then kind of fell away in the second quarter. Addington's jumper in the lane is good as he caught Owens sleeping down there. Quickly, Twin Springs has come back to cut the lead to 7, 27-20. Stolen away that time by Vickers. Begley, nice dribbling, but St. Martin comes up with it, and Ricky Begley caught putting his hand into St. Martin's pocket for the personal foul.
And Gate City's defense has started to disintegrate. They're just going towards the ball now, and that's opening up the court for the Titans.
Gate City's Will Gardner inbounding to Jason Howell. Check that to St. Martin. Now back to Howell. Very good first half for Jason Howell, scoring and defensive-wise. His jumper in the lane too hard off the back of the iron. Coming down with it is Addington, who has turned into a good rebounding machine there at the forward slot. Begley bounce pass up the court to Collins. Collins looking for help. Gate City has dropped back into his zone. Out front, you have Howell and St. Martin. Howell and St. Martin now double teaming over there on number 50. Eventually in the corner now, back out front to Begley near us, getting some instructions from his coach. Vickers has it on the side. Long pass over to Collins in the lane. Back out to Begley. He's hit 1 3 so far. Or check that. That was Collins who hit the 3. Back out to Begley up at the top. St. Martin comes out to greet him. The clock winding down. Twin Springs playing for a very good shot. Clock down to 3:48, 27-20. Gate City in the lead. Wide open is the big man, Porter. His jumper, again, no good. Porter has fallen cold, and the ball falls out of bounds to Gate City.
So far for Gate City, Jason Howell has 1 personal foul and 5 points. St. Martin with 6 and 2 personal fouls. Gardner with 2 personal fouls and 2 points. Vermillion leading the team with 8 points and 2 personal fouls.
Personal whistled on number 44, Forrest Addington, as he goes over the back of John St. Martin.
That's his 2nd personal foul. Owens with 2 personal fouls for Gate City. Osborne with a personal foul and 2 points. And Joey Dean with a personal foul and 2 points.
The running finger roll is good by Robbie Owens. Takes a while to bounce around, but finally does drop through. 2 more for Owens. 29-20 Gate City up top. And here comes again the pressure in the backcourt. Begley breaks it nicely over off the fingertips of number 12, Collins. They had him open underneath the goal. It was a 1-on-2, as St. Martin was the sole defender back there guarding him. But it goes off the fingertips of Collins to Gate City.
Gate City relies on putting too much pressure on the Titans and forcing them to make their own mistakes. That's the way they win ball games.
Vermillion thought about the 3, instead drives the lane. His jumper in the paint is good. Sweet touch by Scott Vermillion, as he is really having a game tonight. It's again 11-point lead. Off the fingertips once again, and it's on this pressure defense of Gate City, really forcing Twin Springs to make a lot of long passes, and we've seen back-to-back long passes, which has just been a tad too long.
That's right, and that's what Gate City has been counting on. They want to put the pressure on. Last time they played, that's what worked for them. This time it's beginning to work again, as they have their largest lead of the game, an 11-point lead right now in the 3rd quarter.
2:58 left to play in the 3rd, 31-20. It is Gate City on top of Twin Springs. The crowd continues to still roll in here at the Titan Gym. Going to have a great crowd before the night's over with, almost filled over on the Twin Springs side, and probably 3/4 of the way filled here on the Gate City side. A good number of fans behind us up here on the top level of the Gate City side.
And one thing I don't expect to see from the JV team of Gate City is to slow down and just try to run the clock out. Last time they played, they had a substantial lead of about 20 points and kept bringing the ball down and putting it in the hoop.
As I mentioned earlier in the telecast, Gate City enjoying a very successful JV campaign this year, and it's been that way for this group of youngsters for several good years in a row. This will perhaps be one of the better teams Gate City has seen once they make it up to the varsity level, something that can be contributed to good coaching and solid teamwork along the way. This group of young men have played together a good long time, so they'll really begin to gel, especially as their varsity years begin to approach. Owens, a jumper from 14, is no good. And another rebound down to number 44, Addington of Twin Springs.
Owens has been a little bit off tonight. He's been playing good defense as he picks that one off.
Nice job by Howell to strip it from behind away from Begley. Howell pushing the guard off of him. St. Martin driving. He's knocked down, and a foul finally whistled on number 50 of the Titans, Matt Porter. Porter drawing another personal.
I believe that's Porter's first personal foul tonight. However, the last time they played, he came in and got 4 right away.
Porter did not start tonight's ball game. Instead, came in midway through the 1st quarter. St. Martin at the charity stripe shooting 2. First one is nothing but silk for number 22.
St. Martin is 100% from the foul line tonight.
He's given Gate City a 12-point lead, the biggest of the night, and that makes it 13 with that free throw canned. And with 2:29 left to play in the 3rd quarter, Gate City enjoying a 13-point bulge, their biggest of the night. Begley having trouble finding someone. Finally, Porter giving up to number 12. Nicely does Twin Springs break the Gate City press. Finally, with Alex Vickers converting the 2-point layup down at the other end. And Gate City, the defense did not work for him that time. Gardner in the inside, and he will be called for traveling. A lot of pushing and banging on the inside, but it is a traveling violation that is called on Gate City's 52, Will Gardner.
And that just looks like it was a good pivot from here. I didn't see him take that foot off the ground.
Again, Twin Springs nicely breaking the Gate City press. Vickers off the glass, no good. It's out of bounds. No, saved in nicely by number 12, Collins, and Will Gardner for Gate City picking up the personal.
Will needs to relax a little bit. He almost got a technical there at the end. After that personal foul, he wasn't very happy with that or himself.
Neither team in the penalty as of yet. Addington finally working into Collins from 3. His jumper is good. 3-pointer from Mike Collins, and Twin Springs creeping back into this contest. The lead now down 33-25. Owens thought about it. Instead, dishes into Gardner. It's good, and the foul. Nice job by the combination of Robbie Owens and Will Gardner. Owens with a nice pass inside. Gardner hanging tough, drawing the foul, and putting away the basket. He'll go to the line to try to complete the 3.
And that personal foul was against Forrest Addington, his third. One thing about Will Gardner, you can't let him get hot. Once he gets hot, he'll be scoring on you all night long.
Too hard off the back of the iron. Gardner scrapping around down there with Collins, and now he'll go back underneath the goal defensively. Twin Springs Begley has it on the far side. St. Martin comes out to greet him. Again, a zone for Gate City. Looks to be a 2-3. St. Martin out in front. Now Howe greeting Collins on the side. 1:27 left in the third. Jumper by Collins, no good from 14. Blocked from behind is Vickers by Vermillion, saving it into Begley. Cross-court pass to Addington, driving the baseline. His off-balance jumper, no good. There's the big man, number 50, Matt Porter, to put in the 6-footer with 1:11 left to play. Nice pass up to St. Martin. His jumper rolls off. Vermillion stealing it away, but a foul whistled on Gate City's number 14 with 1:03 left to play in the third. And a couple of substitutes coming in for Gate City. Adam Anders will replace Howe, and Nathan Osborne, number 32, replaces Vermillion.
Vermillion goes out of the game with 3 personal fouls and 10 points so far on the night.
Full court pressure by Gate City. Porter has it. Matt Porter, number 50, long up court pass to number 12, Collins. Collins holds it out as coming out to meet him is Osborne. Now Begley will set up the offense. We're under a minute to play in the third period. 49 seconds as the clock winding down. Begley driving along the far side now to Matt Collins, knocked away nicely by Osborne, but a foul whistled on one of the Devils underneath.
Let's see who they call that one on.
It is another personal foul whistled on Will Gardner, and Will shakes his head in disbelief, saying, I can't believe that one. He'll come out of the game.
Coming out now. He's coming out with 4 personal fouls, and that's not good to have Will Gardner having that many personal fouls at this time in the game.
Gate City still not over the limit. Collins, yet another 3, lets it fly. It's an air ball when St. Martin collects the rebound. Up court, Anders was not expecting it, and he cannot save it in. Collins, or check that, St. Martin saw Adam Anders streaking up court. Anders did not turn around as St. Martin lofted the ball up. By the time Anders saw it, it was out of bounds to Twin Springs. 33.6 is what we have left on the clock. Collins up to the other Collins, Matt to Mike Collins. Mike driving the baseline and finding Ricky Begley near us, being guarded by Anders. Again, Gate City in the zone defense. Out on the court now, Anders, Osborne, St. Martin, Dean, and Owens for Gate City.
And the Titans just trying to make Gate City's defense come out and spread out.
Addington from 18 is good with 10 seconds left. That cuts the lead to 6 with 5-4 and the clock counting. St. Martin takes the jumper from 17 and is fouled with 1.5 seconds remaining on the clock. John St. Martin fouled from behind by one of the Titans. Not what the coach of Twin Springs wanted to see happen on the final exchange. Foul is on number 54, Alex Vickers.
St. Martin has 2 shots, and sending St. Martin to the line is just like giving them points. You might as well just put him up on the clock. So far, he hasn't missed a foul shot yet tonight. He's shot from the line 3 times, 6 shots, and that's amounted for 6 points for Gate City.
Vickers is out of the game for the final 1.5 seconds to avoid a cheap foul. First one is no good for St. Martin, so Gate City still clinging to a 6-point lead, 35-29. St. Martin will have the back end of the 2, and he gets nothing but net on this one.
St. Martin now with 9 points.
The long bomb, no good by number 50, Matt Porter of Twin Springs, and that'll do it. So after 3 quarters of action, Gate City still has the lead by a score of 36-29.
And Forrest Addington has come alive out there for the Titans. He has 8 points to lead scoring for them. He has 3 personal fouls, however, going into the 4th quarter. Right behind him with scoring is Ricky Begley for the Titans with 5 points and 2 personal fouls. Also, Mike Collins has 5. He hit 1 3-pointer, and he has a personal foul. Matt Porter, the big man out on the court, only has 4 points. Gate City has been able to hold him. And Daniel Ross has 2, as Alex Vickers has 5 points and 2 personal fouls. For Gate City, they've really spread it around here in the second half. Most of the players that have been into the game have scored. Jason Howell has 5 points, 1 personal foul. St. Martin now with 9 points, 2 personal fouls. Will Gardner is in foul trouble. He's got 4 personal fouls, and he's not coming back into the game. He has 4 points. Vermillion leading the game with 10 points and 3 personal fouls. Owens with 2, Osborne with 2, and Joey Dean with 2 points. Joey Dean will be inbounding the ball for Gate City.
By the way, you got a good look there at the Gate City varsity and JV cheerleading squads coming out to support Gate City tonight, doing an excellent job as ever. Another off-balance jumper in the lane by Vermillion will not go. Struggle for the rebound, and Addington comes out of the pack with it, giving to Begley, and the Titans trying to make a final run at the Blue Devils, trailing by 7 as we start period number 4 at the Titans' home turf. Long-range jumper is good. It's a 2-point basket for Mike Collins, and a pushing foul whistled on one of the Twin Springs players. Or is it? 52 for Twin Springs, Daniel Ross with the personal. It will be Gate City basketball. Ross stayed in the contest as Alex Vickers, number 54, went out at the end of the third quarter. Here comes Vermillion up the court, 5:38 left to play in the ball game. Lob pass to Howell, his jumper, no good. He did a good job of just saving that ball from being picked off. And here come the Titans behind Begley, looking down court. Instead, he'll push it up himself. He has Collins on the right wing near us. Instead, he goes the other way to Daniel Ross on the left side. Back to Begley. Wide open is Matt Porter from 3. Air ball, and there on the inside is Ross. He does not get it to go. Another air ball. St. Martin comes up with it for Gate City. He is tripped up, and coming up with it is Forrest Addington for Twin Springs. Got a good break going. Bobbles it a little bit, and Owens with good defensive pressure forces Addington out. Begley's jumper running is no good. Here comes St. Martin holding it up. Now to Dean. Back to St. Martin. Begley pressuring him in the backcourt. 5-point lead for Gate City. Twin Springs has cut it from what was a 13-point bulge. Crowd for Twin Springs wanted a traveling violation. Sloppy basketball now for both teams. Owens from 17. He nails it, and that'll slow things up just a bit. 17-foot jumper for Robbie Owens. 7-point lead for Gate City. Porter finds Collins as it's tipped away.
Good play by Joey Dean there to tip it away.
Daniel Ross, his layup is good over top of Robbie Owens. Back down to a 5-point lead. This one's going to go down to the buzzer. Vermillion being left alone. He'll take the 3. It's up and good. Not even a thought process went on in that one. Vermillion wide open, just buries the 3-point. They're from deep in the 3-point territory. Collins takes it and is blocked from behind. Nice play by Vermillion, and a foul whistled on either Vermillion or Dean. It'll be on Scott Vermillion, another personal on him as he came across from behind. Will Gardner will check in, but we have a timeout by Gate City's coach Dwight Lane with 4:11 left to play in the ball game. 41-33 the lead for Gate City.
Vermillion made the right play there. He just couldn't get away with it without getting a foul called against him. Right now he is leading. He's got 13 points, which is, I guess, about average for him against the Titans. And 4 personal fouls. 2 players for Gate City are in foul trouble, both Will Gardner and Scotty Vermillion. 2 key players that they need to keep into the game. Right now, Will Gardner only has 4 points. He's had a little bit of an off night, but there's a lot of height on the Twin Springs team.
Gardner's been playing much of the second half with foul trouble. But again, to comment on what you said, Sean, the Gate City team has faced a good deal of height disadvantage so far in the ball game, but they've used good defensive techniques, especially on the boards. They have completely blown Twin Springs away from rebounding. They've kept the Titans out of the paint on the defensive side, and they've also done a fair share of offensive rebounding as well.
That's right. I believe if I had to pick the best rebounder out on the court, it would have to be Forrest Addington from the Titans. He's not that tall, but he's got a strong upper body, and he just takes the ball away from him.
Addington has especially come on strong in the second half when Gate City has dropped back to the zone defense.
And he is leading for the Titans also in points. He's got 8.
Free throw is good by Mike Collins. He'll have 2. It's down to a 7-point lead, 41-34. Gate City taking command early on in the second half, but Twin Springs has roared back to make a game of it. Now down to 6 points once again for Gate City. That's their lead as Howell brings it up, breaking past Begley. These are going to be 2 of the better point guards you'll see in the area once they reach the varsity level. So keep an eye out for these guys. Once they get to the varsity ranks, that's Ricky Begley, number 10 of Twin Springs, and number 10, Jason Howell of Gate City. Timeout by the Titans coach Gary Lawson with 4:06 left to play in period number 4.
If Gate City needs to, they can always go to their bench. They've all had a lot of playing time out there, and they've got the point guards that they need. They have the height underneath. But there's no 2 players out there like Gardner and Vermillion that can have the scoring and the defense that they need underneath the goal.
This game is the first of a string of road games Gate City will face coming up in the latter part of 1990, first part of 1991. I believe January the 4th, Gate City plays its first Highland District Affair of the year. They will travel to Ben-Hur, Virginia, and tangle with the Lee County High School Generals in the first Highlands District matchup of the year of those two teams. And then the following night, I believe, tentatively, Gate City is scheduled to travel to Richlands, a team in which the Blue Devils varsity nipped earlier this year, and then at the JV dropped the contest too. So a string of road games is what is on the horizon for the Blue Devils. St. Martin has the ball inbounded to him. 4 minutes exactly left to play in this ball game. Gate City clinging to a narrow 6-point lead. Twin Springs drops to a man-to-man. Vermillion, as he's hacked from behind, no go, but Gardner gathers a rebound, double teamed in the corner, needs some help inside to St. Martin. His jumper no good. There's Vermillion. Nice touch off the glass as he untangles himself from many of the arms and legs of the Twin Springs players. 43-35. Begley breaking the press as, oh my, looked like a backcourt call there, but it goes by the referee.
He had, his back foot was still on the side of the backcourt, so he could cross back over. If that foot had come across the line, it would have been a backcourt call against him.
Addington trying to move around Owens. St. Martin guarding Collins. He tries to drive the lane and he is fouled by one of the two forwards, and it will be St. Martin, I believe, picking up the foul.
That's right. That's his third. Lucky for Vermillion, it was called against St. Martin. If it had been called against Vermillion, he would be sitting the rest of the game out. The Titans have substituted in Josh Stapleton, and he's one of their longer distance shooters. They may be looking to hit the three-pointers to tie it up in the end.
Mike Collins, who is at the line shooting the 1-and-1 right now, has hit several long-range jumpers, so he also has the potential to be a three-point threat. He also has the three-pointer to his credit tonight. And also the big man for the Titans, number 50, Matt Porter, has also tried several jumpers from the outside. So look for the Twin Springs coaching staff to put the ball in his hands as well. Up quickly to Vermillion. He's got wide open path to the basket. Instead, he has to dish it back to Owens. Owens has it blocked away into the hands of Mike Collins of Twin Springs. Vermillion smothering him, and quickly Begley has it. Finding Addington, he's all open to the basket and cans the jumper from the side of the lane. Twin Springs narrowing it to a 5-point advantage for Gate City. St. Martin's jumper from 14, no good. And the Titans have a chance to cut it to 3 and possibly 2 points on this possession.
This is a time that Gate City needs to slow down.
Porter from 3, it's on the top of the backboard and will go to Gate City.
That was a close call for Gate City there.
Dwight Lane of Gate City wants a timeout, and he will get it. Things not looking well for his Gate City troops with 2:43 left to play in the ball game. Twin Springs has roared back here in the fourth quarter, and they have narrowed the Gate City lead to 5, 43-38.
Right now, Twin Springs has two players in double digits. Both Mike Collins and Forrest Addington have 10 points to lead the scoring for the Titans. So far, Scotty Vermillion has been the only player to break double digits for Gate City. He has 15 as of right now. I don't believe he scored in this fourth quarter. If so, it's only been like 2 points. What they need to do right now is just slow down a little bit, keep more control of the ball, let the clock run down some while they've got the lead. The last few possessions they've came down, put the shot up. It's been a little bit off. They haven't been able to get the rebounds, and it's costing them.
As you made note of earlier, Sean, Twin Springs has brought in long-range gun Josh Stapleton. Stapleton, I believe, a transfer from Gate City. Stapleton at one time was a Gate City player, and now donning the Twin Springs white, red, and black. So it'll be Gate City basketball. Will Gardner bringing it into Scott Vermillion. 2:40 left to play in this ball game. So Twin Springs about to make its final run of the contest. St. Martin wanting the ball underneath. Nice defense by Collins, getting it up to Begley. The numbers are not with him, and he will be called for turning the basketball over. Good defense in the backcourt. And a sub coming in for the Titans, Alex Vickers, number 54, returning to the contest after experiencing the foul trouble. I'm not sure exactly how many fouls Vickers has on him.
He's got 2 personal fouls, I believe.
2 fouls on him. They went part of the way with another big man by the name of Ross, but now they brought Vickers back in. It's a man-to-man defense being played by Twin Springs. Robbie Owens looking inside, and he finds St. Martin, who turns, faces the basket, and buries the jumper in the lane. Nice.